Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to deal with forces, and in this video we are dealing with IGCSE 2023 multiple choice questions. So let's start with the first question on forces. The first question is, the drag force on a car increases with speed. At 20 meter per second, the total drag force is 400 Newton. The mass of the car is 1200 kilograms and the driving force is constant at 700 Newton. Which statement about the acceleration of the car is 20 meter per second is correct? So first we have to understand that the drag force is an opposing force to the driving force. A car which is moving at this 20 meter per second is acted upon by a driving force of 7,700 Newton and the opposing force, drag force, is 400 Newton. So what is the effect or the resultant force on which the car will move? What is the resultant force in which the car will move? Yes, it is 700 Newton minus the 400 Newton, which is 300 Newton will be the resultant force on which the car will move. Our question is to determine the acceleration of the car. So how will we find out the acceleration of any object moving? For this, we should know the Newton's second law of motion. What does it state? Any object which has got some mass, when acted upon by a force, will experience an acceleration. So the relation is force is equal to mass times acceleration. Here we have to find out acceleration. Am I right? So acceleration is force divided by mass. So the resultant force with which the car will move is 300 Newton divided by 1200 Newton, which is 0.25 meter per second square. So the acceleration we have found out to be 0.25 meter per second square. So out of the four options, we have only two options, A and B, which says that the acceleration is 0.25 meter per second. So we just can ignore option C and D. So what is remaining for us? A and B. So what is the difference between A and B options? The first option says that the acceleration will decrease as time passes. The second says that the acceleration will increase as time passes. So let's read the question once again. So it is said that the drag force on a car increases with speed. So as this opposing force, which is the drag force, is increasing, what will happen to the resultant force? The driving force is said to be as constant. So only the drag force is keeping on increasing. So the resultant force will actually decrease as the drag force is increasing. So the acceleration will also decrease. So the answer is option A. The acceleration is 0.25 meter per second square but will decrease as time passes. Moving to the second question. Again, this is an IGCSE 2023 paper question, a multiple choice question. So an object is rising vertically. So the direction in which it is moving is vertically upwards at a constant speed through water. There are three vertical forces acting on it: the weight represented by W, the drag force D, and the upward force U. Which diagram shows the magnitude and direction of the vertical force acting on the object? So here we should know that. Let's read the question. First statement once again. An object is rising vertically at constant speed. This is the key point over here. What is the key point? It is moving with a constant speed. It is moving with a constant speed. This means that the object is moving in equilibrium. There are two conditions. In fact, there are three conditions for a system to be in equilibrium, out of which the first condition will be discussing, and if you know the rest of the two conditions, please mention in the comments. So if a system is in equilibrium, it can be in two states. Either it can be at rest or it would be in moving with a constant speed. Without any acceleration, it would be moving with a constant speed if an object is in equilibrium. So as per this question, it is mentioned that the object is moving in constant speed. So the object is said to be in equilibrium. So if an object is equilibrium means what? The resultant force is zero. That is, the total force acting on it is balanced out. It cancels out. Resultant force is zero. Here we have only upward and downward force. So that means that the total upward force should be equal to the total downward force. So coming back to the question once again, so in which of these options is the upward force equal to the downward force? So the total upward force in option A, what does it say? Option A, here it is 1 plus 1 plus 2, 3 Newton, and here also it is 3 Newton. So that means upward and downward force is balanced. So what about this 3 Newton plus 2? So that 5 and 1. So we can just cut out this option. Next 2 and 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. So that again it is wrong. We can just ignore that. So what remains? 3 and 3. So we have option A and option D. So we are clear with the magnitude of the force. It should be 3 Newton on either side. But what about the direction now? We should know that the weight will act vertically downwards. Weight always acts vertically downwards. And upward force will be acting upward. And the direct force will always oppose the movement. That is, it is moving upwards, right? So drag force will be acting downwards, opposing the upward force. So let's see in which of option A or D the direction is clearly mentioned. The weight acting downward is correctly mentioned, the upward force correctly mentioned direction, but what about D? So this is the wrong option. So we can also exclude A now. So what remains? 3 and drag force acting downwards. The correct answer is option D. So moving to the next question, hope you have understood this. The gravitational field strength on the moon is 1.6 Newton per kilogram. The astronaut has a mass of 75 kilogram. What is the weight of the astronaut on the moon? So here in this question, we should understand what is the difference between mass and weight and its relation. So planets usually have a gravitational force and it is represented by G. Here, moon has a gravitational field strength of 1.6 Newton per kilogram. So the moon, being a satellite, will have its own gravitational field, which is 1.6 Newton per kilogram. So what is the mass now? Mass is also given to be as 700 kilogram. So we know that mass is the amount of matter an object contains. So this amount of matter will always remain the same no matter where you are, whether you are in moon, where you are on Earth, whether you are on Earth or some other planet or some other satellites, some other moons. The mass will always remain the same. So the mass is given to be as 75 kilogram. And what is the weight? That is a question that we have to find out. We should understand that weight is nothing but the effect of gravity on the mass, effect of gravitational field on this mass, and it is a force which is acting vertically downward, and it is given by the relation mass times the field strength, gravitational field strength. So let's just substitute the given values into this equation, but before you substitute, make sure that the given values are in SI units. So it is kilogram again SI unit, Newton per kilogram again SI unit. So let's just directly substitute it. 75 multiplied by 1.6, which is 1.120 Newton. So the answer is option C. Moving to the next question. A ball of mass 0.12 kilogram is hit by a tennis ball. The velocity of the ball changes from 0 to 5 meter per second in 0.60 seconds. The question is to find out what is the average resultant force acting on the ball while it is being hit. So we should understand that the ball has a mass which is 0.12, and before it is being hit, the bat was at rest, it was not moving, so the velocity is said to be 0 meter per second. And as it is being hit, what happens to the velocity? It changes to 5. And how long does it take to bring in this change? It takes a time of 0.60 meter per second. So in order to calculate the resultant force, force which causes a movement or change in velocity will result in acceleration. So let's first find out what is acceleration. It's a change in velocity. So velocity is from 0 to 5. So the change in velocity is 5 meter per second. And how long does it take? Divided by the time is 0.60. So the answer is 8.33 meter per second square. Now how will we find out the resultant force which has caused this change in velocity? It depends upon the mass of the ball as well. So it is force is mass times acceleration. So mass 0.12 multiplied by 8.33, which is equivalent to 1 Newton. So the correct answer is option A. Moving to the next question. A student uses her thumb to push a drawing pen into the notice board. The pen goes into the board but does not penetrate her thumb. What statement explains this? So it is the concept is about the pressure, the force, and all. So before we move into the options, let's understand that you have a drawing pin. One end is like this, the other end is sharper. So the sharper end has lesser area, the flat end has more area. So the question is, when you are pushing it, what this end, the lesser area one, penetrates inside the board, but the more area one, the flat one, does not penetrate inside her thumb. Which of these statement explains this? So lesser area means what happens with the force? More will be the pressure when applied by a force. So it goes according to the relation, pressure is force by area. Lesser the area, more will be the pressure. More the area, lesser will be the pressure. So more pressure means it will penetrate inside. So let's read the statement. The force exerted by the pin on her thumb is greater than the force exerted by the pin on the notice board. So the person is exerting a force, right? So the force that is being exerted would be the same over here and over here. The force will be constant, whether it's over here or over here. So force is not a factor. Again, B option again tells about forces. No, force is not a factor. So we can just ignore A and B. So what is the factor over here? The pressure of the pin on her thumb is greater. How can it be greater? More area means lesser should be the pressure on the thumb, right? So no, option C is also wrong. The D option, the pressure on the pin on the notice board is greater. Exactly. So lesser the area, more will be the pressure. So the correct answer is option D. Moving ahead, which statement about the mass and the weight of an object is correct? So we have already discussed about mass and weight. Mass is the amount of matter an object contains, whereas weight is a force which acts vertically downward, and it is the effect of gravity on an object of mass. So let's read the options now. They are both affected by the changes in the acceleration of free fall. No, mass is not affected, only weight is affected. So B, they are both forces. No, weight is the only force. They have different units. That is a correct option. Weight has a unit of Newton, same as force. Mass is a unit is kilograms. The weight is calculated by dividing mass by the acceleration. No, it's not by dividing, it is by multiplying. So the correct option is option C. I hope the few questions that we have discussed, you have understood it, and you will be able to solve individually. Try to solve these questions individually after watching this PPT, after watching this video. So if you like to watch more such videos from my side, if you like the way I'm teaching you, please like and subscribe, so that it is a motivation for me to upload more videos in my available time. So see you in the next video.